Nowadays.
Nowadays.
Nowadays, people are rarely shocked by the sex they see on television.
Most people nowadays are aware of the importance of a healthy diet.
No way.
No way.
Are you going to offer to work over the weekend? No way.
No way will we be finished by 5 o'clock.
There's no way I'm going to pay £300 just for a weekend in Paris.
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
I have no job and nowhere to live.
Nowhere is drug abuse more of a problem than in the U.S. The proposal went nowhere in the Senate.
He was getting nowhere with the Bentley case.
A negative attitude will get you nowhere.
I soon realized that being tough was getting me nowhere fast.
Typical. Another street crime and the police are nowhere to be seen.
He swore he was nowhere near her house on the night she died.
The building's nowhere near finished.
She's nowhere near as pretty as you are.
In the last few seconds, Gunnell came from nowhere to win another gold medal.
From out of nowhere, he asks me to marry him.
No win.
No win.
If my child is sick and I leave work, I'm a bad employee. If I don't, I'm a bad mother. It's a no-win situation.
Nout.
Nout.
I've had nout to eat since yesterday.
Noxious.
Noxious.
Noxious fumes.
Nozzle.
Nozzle.
Sheffield Park Garden, near Uckfield.
The NRA.
NRA.
NSU.
NSU.
Nt.
Hadn't.
Didn't.
Wouldn't.
Isn't.
Nth.
Nth.
It was boring to the nth degree.
Even after I'd reminded him for the nth time, he forgot. New.
New.
Cool new stuff.
Nuance.
Nuance.
He was aware of every nuance in her voice. The painting's delicate nuances of colour, tone and texture.
Subtle nuances of meaning.
A skillful and nuanced performance.
Nub.
Nub.
The real nub of the matter is money.
Nubile.
Nubile.
Nuclear.
Nuclear.
France's reliance on nuclear energy. A nuclear power station.
A nuclear-powered submarine.
The threat of nuclear attack.
Concern about the country's nuclear weapons program.
With the collapse of the former Soviet Union, the possibility of a nuclear holocaust was greatly reduced.
A nuclear testing area.
Nuclear bomb.
Nuclear bomb.
Nuclear deterrence.
Nuclear deterrence.
Nuclear disarmament.
Nuclear disarmament.
Nuclear family.
Nuclear family.
Nuclear fission.
Nuclear fission.
Nuclear fusion.
Nuclear fusion.
Nuclear free.
Nuclear free.
A nuclear-free zone.
Nuclear physics.
Nuclear physics.
Nuclear reactor.
Nuclear reactor.
Nuclear waste.
Nuclear waste.
Nucleic acid.
Nucleic acid.
Nucleus.
Nucleus.
The nucleus of an effective team.
Marantz and Grohl formed the nucleus of the Atlanta operation.
Nude.
Nude.
I did some work as a nude model when I was in college. Have you ever posed nude?
There are several nude scenes in the film.
I have no desire to go to a nude beach.
Nude tights.
He was standing there in the nude.
Nudge.
Nudge.
Jill nudged him in the ribs.
She nudged the glass towards me.
David nudged me out of the way.
I started to nudge my way to the front of the crowd.
We're trying to nudge them towards a practical solution.
Outside, the temperature was nudging 30 degrees Celsius.
Hannah gave me a gentle nudge.
Nudist.
Nudist.
Nudity.
Nudity.
The play contained scenes of nudity.
Nugatory.
Nugatory.
Nugget.
Nugget.
A gold nugget. Chicken nuggets.
It took months to extract that nugget of information from them. It took months to extract that nugget of information from them.
Nuisance.
Nuisance.
The dogs next door are a real nuisance.
What a nuisance. I've forgotten my ticket.
I hate to be a nuisance, but could you move your car to the other side of the street? I hate to be a nuisance, but could you move your car to the other side of the street? Stop making a nuisance of yourself. It's a nuisance having to get up that early on a Sunday morning.
The nightclub has been declared a public nuisance.
Nuke.
Nuke.
Nuke it for 2 minutes.
Null.
Null.
The contract was declared null and void.
Nullify.
Nullify.
The election results were nullified because of voter fraud.
Recent inflation could nullify the economic growth of the last several years.
Nullity.
Nullity.
A decree of nullity.
Numb.
Numb.
My fingers were so numb I could hardly write.
The anesthetic made his whole face go numb.
I just sat there, numb with fear.
She watched numbly as Matt walked away. It caused some numbness in my hand.
The cold had numbed her fingers. The numbing effect of the drug.
He was numbed by the shock of his wife's death.
Number.
Number.
They wrote various numbers on a large sheet of paper.
Add all the numbers together. 100 pounds is a good round number. I'm no good with numbers.
My new number is 502-6155.
I gave him my home number.
What's your mobile number?
Sorry, you have the wrong number.
Answer question number 4.
A number 17 bus.
What is your account number, please?
Press 1 to change the printer number.
Did you get the number of the car?
The number of cars on our roads rose dramatically last year.
We have been friends for a number of years.
The condors have dwindled to an estimated 60 in number. The condors have dwindled to an estimated 60 in number.
Can you give me some idea of numbers?
Visitor numbers increase in the summer.
The sheer weight of numbers on stage made the performance more impressive.
Madonna sang several numbers from her latest album.
I was reading the latest number of Surfing. Back numbers of the Times.
Judy had always had his number.
She was wearing a chic little number. She told her husband she didn't mind going when her number was up.
Chris, have you got the numbers yet?
Playing the numbers. The last thing we want is teaching by numbers.
Todd really did a number on the old house. I don't envy the new tenants.
Only 3 of our number could speak Italian.
They wanted to choose a leader from among their own number.
Horses is plural in number, while horse is singular. They haven't numbered the pages of the report. They haven't numbered the pages of the report.
All the seats in the theatre are numbered.
Each check is numbered consecutively.
A numbering system.
Number the questions 1 to 25. The population of the town numbered about 5,000.
The men on strike now number 5% of the workforce.
I knew my days were numbered at that firm.
He was a successful corporate lawyer who numbered among his clients J.P. Morgan and Standard Oil.
Who can number the stars?
Number cruncher.
Number cruncher.
Numberless.
Numberless.
Numberless fish.
Number crunching.
Number crunching.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Until his marriage, his job was number 1 in his life.
Shearson is number 1 in the market this year.
Number 1 in the charts.
They've had 3 number 1s.
The University of Maine has the number 1 hockey team in the country.
Sweden's number 1 model.
Item number 1 on the agenda.
This has got to be our number 1 task.
Number plate.
Number plate.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Numbskull.
Numbskull.
Look what you've done now, you numbskull.
Numeracy.
Numeracy.
The report suggests that students need to improve their numeracy skills.
Numeral.
Numeral.
Numerate.
Numerate.
Numeration.
Numeration.
Numerator.
Numerator.
Numerical.
Numerical.
A numerical code. The home team tried to utilize their numerical advantage.
Make sure the files are organized in numerical order.
Numerous.
Numerous.
Numerous attempts have been made to hide the truth.
The 2 leaders have worked together on numerous occasions.
The individuals who have contributed to this book are far too numerous to mention.
Numinous.
Numinous.
Numismatics.
Numismatics.
Numismatist.
Numismatist.
Numpty.
Numpty.
None.
None.
Nuncio.
Nuncio.
Nunnery.
Nunnery.
Nuptial.
Nuptial.
A nuptial mass. Nuptial bliss.
Nuptials.
Nuptials.
Nurse.
Nurse.
The nurse is coming to give you an injection.
The school nurse sent Sarah home.
A male nurse.
A senior nurse.
A student nurse.
A psychiatric nurse.
A community nurse.
He's been nursing an elderly relative.
After Ray's operation, Mrs. Stallard nursed him back to health. After Ray's operation, Mrs. Stallard nursed him back to health.
She spent several years nursing in a military hospital. She spent several years nursing in a military hospital.
Shaw has been nursing an injury and will not play on Sunday.
Information on nutrition for nursing mothers. For years he had nursed a grievance against his former employer. He bought the hotel in 1927 and managed to nurse it through the Depression.
Oliver sat at the bar, nursing a bottle of beer.
A child nursing a kitten.
Nursemaid.
Nursemaid.
Nurse practitioner.
Nurse practitioner.
Nursery.
Nursery.
Nurseryman.
Nurseryman.
Nursery nurse.
Nursery nurse.
Nursery rhyme.
Nursery rhyme.
Nursery school.
Nursery school.
Nursery slope.
Nursery slope.
Nursing.
Nursing.
I'd love to go into nursing.
The nursing profession.
Psychiatric nursing.
Nursing home.
Nursing home.
Nurturance.
Nurturance.
Nurture. Nurture.
European Union is an ideal that has been nurtured since the post-war years.
A hatred of foreigners nurtured by the media.
Plants nurtured in the greenhouse.
The NUT.
Nut.
A pine nut.
Roasted nuts.
We were sitting round the fire cracking nuts. Use a wrench to loosen the nut.
My dad is such a nut.
What are you, some kind of nut? You don't have to be a sports nut to enjoy skiing.
The nuts and bolts of government.
He may have softened a bit in his old age, but he's still a tough nut.
Celtic have lost only once this season and will be a tough nut to crack.
You must be off your nut. I didn't get home till 3. My mum did a nut. Oh, come on, use your nut. He just turned round and nutted me.
Nut brown.
Nut brown. Nutcase.
Nutcase.
He's a complete nutcase.
Nutcracker.
Nutcracker.
Nuthouse.
Nuthouse.
I don't want to spend another night in this nut house.
Nut job.
Nut job.
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Nutrient.
Nutrient.
The plant absorbs nutrients from the soil.
Nutrigenomics. Nutrigenomics.
Nutriment.
Nutriment.
Nutrition.
Nutrition.
Nutrition and exercise are essential to fitness and health.
A nutrition expert.
Poor nutrition can cause heart disease in later life.
Nutritional.
Nutritional.
Cooking vegetables for too long lessens their nutritional value.
The nutritional requirements of pregnant women.
Nutritional deficiencies.
Nutritionist.
Nutritionist.
Nutritious.
Nutritious.
Wholemeal bread is more nutritious than white bread.
Nuts and fruit make nutritious snacks.
The cookbook contains many simple yet highly nutritious meals.
Nutritive.
Nutritive.
Nuts.
Nuts.
Are you nuts?
I'm going to go nuts if I don't find a new job soon.
Turn that radio off. It's driving me nuts.
The crowd went nuts after the 3rd touchdown. Mom's going to go nuts if you don't clean this mess up. My wife is nuts about kids.
Nuts! Now we're going to be late for the movie. Nuts to that, he sneered and left.
Nutshell.
Nutshell.
Okay, that's our proposal in a nutshell. Any questions?
Nutter.
Nutter.
An absolute nutter. Nutty.
Nutty.
It's another of his nutty ideas. She's nutty as a fruitcake.
This coffee has a rich, nutty flavor.
A nutty cake.
Nuzzle.
Nuzzle.
Evan leaned forward and began nuzzling her shoulder.
The horses were nuzzling up against each other.
NVQ.
NVQ.
N-word.
N-word.
Nylon.
Nylon.
Nylon fabric.
The tent was made of nylon.
Nymph. Nymph.
Nymphette. Nymphomaniac.
Nymphomaniac.
NZ.
NZ.
O.
O.
My phone number is 60422.
O Lord, in you I put my trust.
Oath.
Oath.
Oak.
Oak.
An oak door.
Oaken.
Oaken.
An oaken chest.
Oakum.
Oakum.
OAP.
OAP.
Special rates for OAPs.
Or.
Or.
We were getting along fine until you stuck your oar in.
Oarlock.
Oarlock.
Oarsman.
Oarsman.
Oarswoman.
Oarswoman.
Oasis.
Oasis.
The park was an oasis of peace.
Oasthouse.
Oasthouse.
Oat.
Oat. Oat biscuits.
Oatcake.
Oatcake.
Oath.
Oath.
An oath of allegiance to the Queen.
Servicemen have to swear an oath of loyalty to their country. The President took the oath of office.
She could not break her oath.
The evidence was given under oath.
Witnesses are required to take the oath.
He was shouting out oaths as they led him away.
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Oats.
Oats.
Obdurate.
Obdurate.
They argued, but he remained obdurate.
Obedience.
Obedience.
Obedience to God.
He lived in obedience to the Church's teachings. With blind obedience, I allowed my father to organize my life.
Obedience classes for dogs and their owners.
Obedient.
Obedient.
An obedient child.
Citizens who are obedient to the law.
Obeisance.
Obeisance.
They made obeisance to the Sultan.
Obelisk.
Obelisk.
Obese.
Obese.
Obesity.
Obesity.
Obey.
Obey.
The little boy made no effort to obey.
Sit, he said, and the dog obeyed him instantly.
Soldiers are expected to obey orders without questioning them.
Failure to obey the law can lead to a large fine.
Obfuscate.
Obfuscate.
Obegyn.
OBGYN.
Obfuscate.
Obit.
Obit.
Obituary.
Obituary.
Object.
Object.
An everyday object such as a spoon.
A small metal object.
Scientists studying plants, animals, or inanimate objects.
The object of the game is to improve children's math skills. My object was to explain the decisions simply.
The customer will benefit most, and that is the object of the exercise.
She feared becoming an object of ridicule.
Sports cars and other objects of desire.
An object of study.
Money's no object, I want the best.
The way ants work is an object lesson in order and organization. The way ants work is an object lesson in order and organization.
Multimedia data objects.
If no one objects, I would like Mrs. Harrison to be present.
Robson strongly objected to the terms of the contract.
I objected to having to rewrite the article. Mr. Chairman, I object. That is an unfair allegation.
The group objected that the policy would prevent patients from receiving the best treatment.
My name's not Sonny, the child objected.